Good morning, everybody. Welcome to Strength and Balance. My name is Hannah, and I am a senior fitness instructor with Stonebridge Community Services. Welcome. For this class, you will need a set of weights for the strength part. We have 8 different exercises, and we'll be using weights for quite a few of those. We will do we will do a couple of exercises at the end on the floor. And if you would prefer to not be on the floor, that is no problem. I will show you it'll be a standing version of both of those exercises, so you don't need to be on the ground. Let's make sure for the second part of the class, which is balance, that we have some kind of support furniture. So you could use a chair, table, kitchen island, counter, back of the sofa, whatever it might be. Something to hold on to support yourself. We also want to make sure that we have some water handy. We have the space to move around without any obstruction. I think that is everything. So we're going to stand up, warm up, and then we will get right into the workout. So standing up nice and tall, let's march on the spot. Lifting those feet right up, let those arms move forwards and backwards. Let's take a nice deep breath, a big inhale and exhale. Deep breath in and out. Deep breath in and out. And one more. Breathe in and lower down. Good. Let's pull our shoulders up towards our ears. Relax them down. Lift those shoulders and lower. Pull those shoulders up and down. Let's lift and lower. Good. Let's roll our shoulders. Nice big circles. Good. Let's roll those shoulders forwards. Good, let's take both hands. We're going to push away from our chest, pull those hands back. Push and pull, push and pull, push and pull, push and pull. Let's take those hands out to the side and pull in, out and in, hands out and in, push and pull, and again push and pull, hands up to the ceiling, and we'll pull down, up and down, up and down, hands up and down. Good, relax those arms. Let's tap our toes forwards. Good, and toes out to the sides. Good, let's dig those heels forwards. And heels to the side. Great, let's take one foot. Let's tap our toe and heel, toe and heel, toe, heel, toe, heel. Let's switch to the other side. Tap your toe and heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, heel, toe, and heel. Let's bring those feet together. And we'll tap our toes and wiggle our fingers. Good, let's tap our heels. Tap those fingers to your thumb. Good, let's tap our toes, both feet at the same time, and let's circle our wrists. Let's tap our heels, circle those wrists the other way. Good, let's stand with our feet hip width apart and we will circle our hips nice and slowly. Back in the other direction. Great, take a nice deep breath, big inhale. And exhale, lower down. Good. Oh, excuse me. All right, we'll start with 3 exercises. They'll all be centered on our lower body. We'll do them once and then we'll do them twice. And then we will move on to work on upper body. So to start with, first exercise, no weight for this one. Feet hip width. We're going to squat, stand up, and then I'm going to step back with one foot into that reverse lunge and then the other foot. So we're lunging, stepping that foot backwards, your reverse lunge. It looks like this. You step back, lower those knees, one, and then the other side. Nice and slowly to try and help keep that balance. So squat, lunge, lunge. That's the pattern. All right, let's stand up nice and tall. Inhale, sink into that squat, and then let's lunge. And again, lunge. Good, let's squat. And lunge. And lunge, good. Keep that chest nice and tall. Nice deep breaths. Good, shoulders nice and relaxed. Inhale on the way down. Exhale to stand up. Excellent. We're going to do one more after this. Nice, last one. And lunge. Good, very good. Let's stand close to something for support here because we're going to stand on one leg and work one leg at a time. So I'm standing on my right foot. I'm holding onto the wall. I'm going to take my left leg and reach it forwards, then to the side, and then behind me. I'm standing up nice and tall, moving slowly. Good, excellent. Good, nice and slow, especially as you lower that foot. Let's go all the way around again. Good, and let's switch to the other side. Standing on my left foot, I'm going to use the right foot out front, to the side, and behind. Forwards, to the side, and behind. Good. Let's go around again. And all the way around one more time. Good, excellent. Feet on the floor. Great. Next exercise, we will use both weights. So you want a weight in each hand. We're going to stand with our feet hip width apart and we are going to do that deadlift. We're going to inhale, lower down. So I'm lowering my hands just this far. I'm pushing my hips out behind me. I have a nice flat back. I'm not rolling at the shoulders. Keep the shoulders back. And stand up. So we inhale, exhale to stand. Nice flat back. Breathing in as we lower down. Breathing out as we stand up. Last one. Good. Excellent. Pop the weights down. Good. We're going to repeat those exercises. We're going to start with the squat and reverse lunge. So let's stand up nice and tall, feet hip width. We're going to inhale, sink into that squat, exhale, let's step back into that lunge, and same with the other foot. Good. If you find it difficult to keep your balance with that lunge, think about stepping your feet out a little bit wider. So keeping those feet wide as you step back. That's going to help keep your balance, keep you stable. Also, we don't need to rush. It's a little wobbly. We're going to do two more. Whoop. Here's the last one. Yeah, excellent. That's tough work. That's a lot of, that's a lot of work. We're going to work on our hip lift next. So I'm standing on my right foot and I'm going to raise my left forwards, out to the side, and then behind me. Forwards, to the side, and behind. Good. Nice deep breaths. All the way around again. Good, and let's switch to the other side. Standing on the left foot, let's raise the right forwards, to the side, and behind. Forwards, to the side, and behind. Good, all the way around. Nice and slowly. I'm keeping my upper body tall. I'm moving just from the hip. Let's go around one more time. Good, feet on the floor, excellent. Let's grab our weights. One in each hand. I'm standing with feet hip width, knees soft. Let's inhale, hinge forward. Exhale to stand. Nice and slowly lower down. Exhale, stand up. Last one. Good. Pop the weights down. Excellent. Grab a drink. All right, we're going to move on to work on our upper body. Let's grab both weights. This first exercise, we're going to bicep curl and then push up to the ceiling. Nice and slowly on the way down, and we'll repeat from one side to the other. Here we go. Let's curl that hand up if you can. Push up to the ceiling, slowly lower down. Good. I'm not trying to rush. Breathing out as you push up. Good. Last one. Excellent. Good. We can put one weight down. I'm going to hold my one weight at the ends, and I'm going to upright row. So I'm lifting my elbows, bring that hand up towards my chest, slowly lower down. So lifting from the elbows, not from the shoulders so much. Let's go. Breathing out as we lift, breathing in as we lower. Let's do two more. Last one. Good, excellent. This last exercise for upper body, again, we're going to use one weight. I'm holding it at the ends, and I'm going to lift my hands forwards and slowly lower. Again, keep those shoulders nice and relaxed. I'm lowering slowly. Good. Great, and forwards there, put the weight down. Great, time to repeat that. Let's pick up both weights. Weight at each side, feet hip width, knees relaxed or knees soft, hands at your side. Let's bicep curl, push that hand up to the ceiling, slowly lower down. Curl and press. Good. Keep that upper body nice and tall. Let's make sure we're breathing out as we lift up. Good, excellent. We're going to do one more each side after this. Nice and slowly as you lower those hands down. Here's the last one. Good, and let's pop the one weight down. We're going to hold the weight, at the ends, and we're going to do an upright row. So we're leading with our elbows, standing up nice and tall. Let's breathe out, breathe in, lower down. Good. Lift that weight out, inhale, Slowly lower down, good. Shoulders nice and relaxed. One more here. Good, excellent. And then we'll repeat that last exercise, that front raise. Again, I'm holding the weight at the ends. I'm going to reach that weight forwards and lower down slowly. Standing up tall. Think about engaging those core muscles. Just pulling that belly button in towards your spine. Let's do one more. Good, and relax that weight. Excellent, time to move on to the last two, which are a little bit more core based. The two other options will be standing, so I'll show you those first. I should say that the floor options, you're going to be on your knees. So if that's not great for you, pay attention to the standing options. The first one we're doing is a bent over row. You're holding a weight in one hand. I'm going to step forward with the opposite foot, hinge forward at the hip. This front knee is bent. I'm rowing that arm back, elbow right back past my body, hand up towards my armpit, slowly lower down. You'll do a few on one side and then switch to the other side, and I will let you know on the floor when to switch. Second exercise, you won't need the weight, you're going to come to the wall. Standing with those arms out front, you're going to take a step back. So you're holding yourself in this incline plank position. And that's what you're going to do. You're going to plank here. Take nice deep breaths. Pull that belly button in towards your spine. Engage those core muscles. And yeah, the plank is the exercise. Bent over row and a plank. If you're on the floor, we'll go down now. I'm going to step one foot forward, bend that front knee, lift that back heel, back knee towards the floor, hinge forward slowly. Now on hands and knees. Hands underneath my shoulders, hips over knees. So we're going to do a row from this hands and knees position. If you are standing, you're going to do the bent over row now on the floor. We're going to do that same rowing motion, but we're on hands and knees. We're engaging those core muscles. Pull that belly button in towards your spine. And although it is the same exercise, just a little different of a challenge to be in this, this different hands and knees position. So here we go. Row that elbow right back past your body. Hand up towards your armpit. Breathing out as you pull that hand up. Breathing in as you lower down. Let's do two more. And again. Great, and let's switch to the other side. I'm going to hold the weight in my right hand. I'm going to row. You can't see very well from this angle. Hand up towards my armpit. Elbow right back past your body. Good, and pause here. Next up, we have a plank. If you are standing, you can plank at the wall. So let's take a step away so your feet are further away from the wall and your head, and hold in that incline position. On the floor, hands underneath my shoulders. I'm on my knees, and I'm going to come forwards a little bit. So again, I'm in that plank position, straight line from your tailbone to the top of your head. You can have your feet on the floor or you can lift your feet up off the floor like I am. And we're going to hold this plank position here. Good, 10 more seconds. Great, and back to start position. Good, we're going to repeat those here. So I'm on all fours to begin with. If you need to take a break from being on your knees, just shake those legs out a little bit. Good, hands and knees. I've got a weight in one hand, and I'm going to row this hand back. Elbow right back past your body. Good, relax there. I'm just going to show you, if you're on the floor and you find that this hand position, hopefully you can see, with that bend in your wrist is not comfortable, a way you can switch up is by either making a fist and kind of pushing your fist into the ground, or I like to have my fingers stretched out, and so your weight is kind of on your fingers, and that keeps that wrist in a straight line, in more of a neutral position, rather than that big wrist bend, which can be aggravating after a while for some people. So switch up those hands if that bothers your wrist. Let's switch the weight to the other hand, and let's row again. Last one. Good, and relax with that weight. At the wall, you can move into that plank position. So hands at shoulder height. Take a step away with your feet, so you're further away with your feet than your head. You're in an inclined position. You're going to hold that plank on the floor. We're going to step our hands forwards a little bit and then kind of shift your weight forwards. So again, you're in that inclined position. Pull that belly button in towards your spine. Take your feet up off the floor if you want to, feet on the floor for more support. And let's hold here for 30 seconds. Good. Now 10 more seconds. Excellent. We can push ourselves up to stand. Bring one foot forward. Nice and slowly up. Good. All right, we're going to move on to work on our balance. Oops. So make sure you're standing close to some kind of support. I always use the wall here. So to begin with, we're standing with our feet really close to each other. Feet nice and relaxed, knees soft. We're standing up tall. We're going to wave our arms from side to side. Good. Let's relax those arms. Excellent. Let's stand on one foot now. I'm going to stand on my right foot, take my left foot up off the floor. I'm going to hold on to the wall, have a hand close to the wall for some support if I need it. So standing tall on that one foot, although you can take a toe and touch the floor if you need to. We're looking forwards. Find something to look at that isn't moving, and let's focus our eyes there. Good. Let's turn and look to the left. And to the right. Let's look to the floor. And up to the ceiling. Good. And back to center. Let's switch to the other side. So now I'm standing on the left foot. I'll raise the right, stand up nice and tall. Let's look forwards. Let's look down to the floor. And up to the ceiling. Let's look to the right. And to the left. Back to center, feet on the floor. Excellent. We're going to stand with our feet one in front of the other, a space between our feet. And let's shift that weight forwards and backwards. Good. I'm going to take one hand and reach forwards. Good. Let's relax our arms and we're stepping from one foot to the other. Lift those feet. Good. Onto the back foot. Let's raise the front. Hold for 3, 2, and 1. Onto the front foot. Raise the back. Hold for 3, 2, and 1. And let's switch our feet around and we'll shift that weight forwards and backwards. Good. Let's take both hands and reach as we come forwards. Good. Let's relax our arms on the step. Onto the front foot, raise the back, hold for 3, 2, and 1. Onto the back foot, raise the front, 3, 2, and 1. Good. Let's stand with our feet close to each other. Feet nice and relaxed, knees soft. We're going to pretend that we're in the center of a clock face and we're tapping our toes to the hours on the clock. So I'm going to take my right foot, I'm going to tap forwards. Oh, sorry, forwards to 12, and then to 1, 2, then 3, and 4, then 5, and 6, and then switch feet for 7, and 8, and then 9, and 10, 11, and 12. Good. And let's call some numbers. Let's start with 3, and then 10, and 2, and then 8, then 6, and 3, 11, and 12 with that same foot. 12 with the other foot, and 1, then 7, and 4, then 9, and 8, 10, oops, that was 2, 10, and 2, then 4, and 5, 7, and 9. Good, you can pause there. Excellent. A little bit more on one leg here. I'm going to stand on my right foot and I'm going to raise my left knee. I'm going to stretch that foot out and bend. Stretch and bend my knee. Good. Nice and relaxed through the shoulders. Last one. Let's switch to the other side. Stand on that left foot, raise the right. Let's stretch that foot out and bend. Excellent. Last one. Good. And relax that foot. We'll do one more here. Let's reach those arms up like a Y shape. Stand on the right foot, raise the left. Let's hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Onto the left foot, raise the right. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Feet together. Excellent. All right, time to stretch. Let's take an arm across our body. Feel that nice stretch through your shoulder and your upper arm. Good, let's switch to the other side. Reach across your body. Let's relax those arms. We're going to link our fingers, push those hands away from you, and then reach up to the ceiling. Bring those hands over to the left. And to the right. Let's relax those arms nice and slowly, and then we'll have a seat. So sitting forward in your chair, let's stretch one leg out, heel on the floor, toe to the ceiling, and let's hinge forward. Feel that nice stretch in the back of your leg. Good, let's sit up, switch to the other side, heel on the floor, toe to the ceiling, hinge forward. Good, let's sit up. I want you to sit forward in your chair still, feet in front of you. I'm going to take my right foot towards my left lower leg. So I'm stretching in my hip here. I'm going to lift that foot up. Feel how that feels in your hip and choose a spot where you can feel that stretch. It feels comfortable. That foot can be low, it can be a little bit higher. You could even take your foot all the way up to rest on the opposite knee. Let's sit up nice and tall to hold that stretch. Good, let's relax that foot. Let's switch to the other side. Bring that heel, that inside of your foot towards your opposite lower leg. Find that spot that feels comfortable and hold, sit up nice and tall. Good, let's relax that foot. Let's come up to stand. We're going to reach those arms behind us, reach for the back of the room. Take a deep breath in. And then exhale, wrap those arms around you. Nice tight squeeze, a pat on the back. Thank you very much, everybody. Thanks for joining me this morning. I will see you next time.
Thank you, Hannah.
Thank you.
Thank you, Hannah.
See you soon.